The Menlo Knights face perhaps their toughest test of this 2009 season as they travel to Burlingame to take on the 6-1 rather Burlingame Panthers, and we've got it for you here on CCSA alongside my partner Ray Calcagno. Should be a good game here tonight, Ray, of contrasting styles as the Menlo Knights like to air it out and the Panthers like to pound it on the ground.
Well, you're right, Casey, and we see, that Burlingame is going to go ahead and defer, so I think that means that Menlo will get the ball here. But they're 2-0. Burlingame is 2-0 in the league. They've done it with running, and I think, what they would like to do is to go ahead and run the football. Two reasons. I think, number one, it would probably keep Menlo's potent offense, off the field. So we'll see how Menlo starts with a squib kick here.
We are underway. A low-line drive kick is scooped up by Clay Robbins at the 10-yard line, and the Menlo Knight brings it out past the 30, and decent field position for the Knights offense led by senior quarterback Danny DeKroger, who had a great game last week and has had a pretty good season for Menlo, and they're going to look to him for leadership early on against a pretty tough Burlingame defense.
Well, that was a squib kick, and I think, again, most teams are wise enough not to kick the ball deep to Clay Robbins and allow him to get a good return.
They'll give it to Bo Nichols on first down, first play of the game, and Bo goes over the left side for about 6 yards, so a positive run there for Menlo on first down.
Straight ahead blocking and a good job of picking up, 5 or more yards in that first down play, so do it again.
Second down and a quick handoff this time. That should be enough for the first down as Menlo will move the chains.
Again, straight ahead blocking, so no trap, nothing deceiving. Whoops, Menlo jumps off sides here, so that's going to hurt him. It's going to be a 1st and 15.
That will back up the Knights.
False start.
4 receivers for Menlo on 1st and 15 as Brig Badger goes in motion. Looked like pressure coming from the outside, and here comes the blitz. They tried the shovel pass, waited a little bit longer for Nichols to get open, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, picked up about 5.
That's because somebody is covering it. There's a defensive end in the way, and then the man that eventually makes the tackle is tracking down the fullback on that shovel pass. So brings up a 2nd and about 10.
DeKroger under pressure, and he is going down hard as he is taken down by Anthony Srebrian, and Srebrian in there for his first time.
Well, that was a 4-man rush, good pressure off the corner, and either a mistake or just a very good defensive play which stopped that play, and now another sack in this case. So 2 straight sacks stops Menlo at this point.
And that'll force the Knights to punt it as it's 3rd and about 25. So Menlo picks up their first down of the game, but after that they go backwards. And the senior quarterback is also the senior punter for Menlo as DeKroger kicks it away. And it takes a Burlingame bounce and stops it at the 35-yard line, which is where the Panthers will start 1st and 10.
Well, a little bit of a high snap, and Danny gets the ball, waits just a second, not a lot of pressure, kicks and lets his coverage get down the field. And as you mentioned, it's going to be right at the 35.
1st and 10 for Burlingame, and they run right up the middle as Menlo did on first down, but you will see this on a little more consistent basis than Menlo will run. They like to push it on the ground as Ian Lasov picks up a couple.
Well, and what you're going to see, I think, is a lot of direction, motion, and misdirection sometimes. You kind of have to cover all parts of the backfield.
They pitch it this time to Max Elia, and he is tripped up nicely by Menlo.
Well, that's the quick pitch, but again, a little deception. There's a back coming through. You're not sure who's getting the ball, so that's something I think Menlo's going to have to go ahead and continually stop.
3rd down for the Panthers, and a rollout to the right. Pressure coming from Badger, but he gets it away, and a one-handed grab is a nice catch, but it's going to be short of the first down. And Burlingame will go 3 and out.
And that's, I think, the back through, and that's kind of a counter pass. A lot of people run this type of offense, and that was a good catch, but a nice play stopping, even though it was caught, stopping the receiver from making the first down.
A low snap that it looked a little bit off the mark towards the punter, but he did a nice job of grabbing it and getting the kick away. And Menlo will down it at the 35-yard line. So teams trade punts on their opening 2 possessions.
Well, fair catch, and I think a wise decision there by Clay. And, each team now, the defense has stopped each team.
Handoff to Bo Nichols on a bit of a misdirection play, and he goes back to the line of scrimmage. I said 35. It's actually the 25 where Menlo starts this drive.
And that was a different type of draw. It was out of the shotgun, and instead of going up into the center or near the center guard area, it was a little bit wider.
Pass out left. That is complete to the 30. And fighting for room is Phil Anderson. He picks up about 8 on that second down toss.
Well, this is a quick passing game that we've seen Menlo execute an awful lot, and good catch and actually good defensive play where there's somebody right up on him. So it's a 3rd and short.
That pass is batted down nicely at the line of scrimmage, and if I know my partner, he likes that play right there as the defender gets his hand up if he's not going to get to the quarterback.
Well, you know that you know that I'm always talking that defensively, Casey. So it was a nice defensive play. Unfortunately, brings up a punt situation for Menlo. He's waiting, and now he'll go ahead and punt it and get good coverage.
And he does have plenty of white jerseys down there to scoop this one up, and Burlingame's going to learn that. You're not going to bring pressure. He's going to wait. And that one stops at the 25-yard line, so Burlingame will have it 1st and 10.
Well, it just negates any possible return. You usually have to fair catch it. You might have people down there that it can hit a lineman or a person that's not attentive to what's going on. So, again, nice play, no return. Let's see if Menlo's defense can stop Burlingame again.
3 men in the backfield this time, and they hand it off on 1st down. And a little bit of room there for Jordan Passau.
Well, usually their guards are going to take you to the play, and they've done that on most of the running and actually even the pass plays. So if you can watch those guards, I think they'll help you. It should be a sweep this way, and there it is.
They give it to Passau again, and he's got more than enough for a 1st down this time, pushing his way towards midfield. And Menlo finally takes him down about the 45-yard line, a pickup of about 15.
And that's the first down for Burlingame. But, again, they're doing what they want to do, which is run the ball. And Menlo had stopped them on that first series and now, have given up a pretty good yardage on that run play.
Time winding down in a quick first quarter and a handoff around the right side this time. And not much there for Elia.
Again, you see both guards pulling, so they usually fill for the guards with a back. Then they'll occasionally give it to that back inside, and as I said, a lot of misdirection.
Handoff this time to the fullback, or a runner out of the fullback position, and he is close to midfield.
And just what I talked about, the guard pulled, and they gave it to the first back. Now, that was a little bit wider. He did not fill over the guard area, but he filled a little bit wider.
3rd down and 5, and they hand it quickly off up the middle, and again, this one's going to be very close to the 1st down marker.
Well, this is a power with the wing back leading through. They cross-blocked on the left-hand side and then led through with the back. So
it is enough for a 1st down, so the Panthers
pass.
move the chains again, and a pass out to the right, and that is complete to Lasav, and he dives forward to the 35-yard line.
Now, this is the back coming through. Number 5, you'll see him. He goes over the right guard area and then out and through, and looks for that quick pass from the quarterback. So they've executed that a couple of times now. That was a cleaner catch that last time.
1st and 10 again as Burlingame moving down the field. And not much there for Passau on that run.
Now this time they do not pull anybody. They lead with the fullback, and Menlo stacks it up nicely and gives up maybe a 2-yard gain.
2nd down for the Panthers, and they give it to Lasav again, and he again loses his footing. That's twice now. He has tried to make a cut, and it slipped out from underneath him, and the ground takes him down there as well.
Well, that was, and he was making a good cut because there was a tackler there, but that's been a good play, a good run play for him. And
misdirection again. They give it to Passau, and he is extended out past the original line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard.
Well, that's their sweep, their version of the sweep, and that was well played by Menlo. Some 3 or 4 different players up there ready to make the tackle. Power inside.
Give it to Lasav again. Not much there, and that should be the final play of this first quarter. As you saw the time in the background on the last play, a very fast first quarter here at Burlingame as both teams have been pounding it on the ground.
Well, and that they lead through with their back, and that's when they don't pull their guards, it's usually a back that's going to go ahead and lead. So that would be more of a power play. So they fake here and they pull that guard and give it to the second back through.
A lot of misdirection, a lot of making sure you have your assignments if you're the Menlo defense and sticking to them, as they're going to attempt a field goal here on 4th down and 5. Flag comes in late, or in the backfield.
I think it's probably a delay.
Either that or too many men maybe for Menlo.
Menlo maybe has too many. Yes, they do.
That's going to be close to a first down.
They're counting their players, and it's 12 men, so you can't. They didn't participate, so it should be a 5-yard penalty, which will give them a first down.
Menlo now arguing this call, and the officials are conversing, and now I think.
So they waved it off. It was not. There were not 12 men on the field. And so now it's going to be a 4th down play, and Burlingame is going to go for it on 4th.
So just a little change of heart for the Panthers, and a pass out to the left, and that is almost intercepted. And if it's picked off by Jordan Williams, he's going to the house. But either way, it's a turnover on downs for the Knights.
Well, and this was, they changed their mind. They were going to go ahead. They were thinking of trying a field goal, and instead they turned the ball over. Menlo now has it. Still 0-0.
And they pitch it to Bo Nichols, and a flag flies in. It's probably in the area of holding, and it is, against Menlo, so that'll back him up 10.
Well, and again, this is just a quick pitch. Bo gets the ball, and I don't know where the hold took place, but that doesn't matter. It was called, and now bad snap.
Fumble on the snap by DeKroger, but he rolls out nicely and gets the pass away back to the 15-yard line. So he makes something out of nothing on that play. As you see, the snap was a good one, just slipped right through his hands.
Well, he, it was a little bit low, and then this is a nice catch, but even though it's caught, there's no gain on the play. Actually, probably lost about a yard. So 2nd and 11.
3 receivers now to the left. Pressure coming from behind. He gets rid of it just in time and just over the outstretched arms of the intended receiver.
Well, that's one of those things you have to feel, Casey, because it's the backside pressure, and you don't see that individual. You just have to feel it. Now, ball was thrown high in a way where it wasn't going to be intercepted, so nice play.
DeKroger now looking left. Plenty of time to throw this time, and he hits Clay Robbins across the middle of the field. He's into the 40-45, still on his feet near midfield. A big 3rd down conversion there for Menlo.
And that was a zone, I believe, that Burlingame was playing. Good protection up front. Enough time for Danny to survey the field, sees Clay crossing, throws it right where he needs it, right behind the linebackers and in front of the secondary. Clay makes a nice, makes a couple of people miss and makes a very nice gain out of it. So 1st down, just like I said, about the 48-yard line.
1st and 10 as Menlo looks to get into Burlingame territory for the first time in the game, and the pass out is complete on the outside to number 20, Nick Mariama, and Nick is wrangled down from behind, but we see Nick here showcased in this first offensive possession of the game, or of the second quarter for Menlo.
Well, that's the back out of the backfield. Nick makes a one Burlingame defender miss and picks up pretty decent yardage. So another 1st down for Menlo.
You hear a Menlo coach or somebody yelling for a timeout that was not given. DeKroger checks down at the line of scrimmage, and he completes a nice pass on 1st down.
Well, I think this may have been an automatic, and it's a nice hit by the defensive player. But I think Menlo saw something and then maybe changed the play. So an audible there.
Now looking deep corner of the end zone, and that is incomplete, intended for Clay Robbins. And it was covered well by Max Alaya. And it'll bring up 3rd down for Menlo.
Well, I think what happened here is the ball is thrown a little bit more to the outside. Clay ran inside the defender. So it makes it a 3rd yard, a long yardage situation.
So Nichols not much there.
So 1st down, they made that quick slant in, and 2nd down incomplete. So Burlingame does a nice job of defensing him here. Brings up a 4th down play.
Menlo definitely a little too far for a field goal, and a quick pass out to the right is complete. And Robbins stays on his feet, and he should have enough for a 1st down, it looks like, at the 20-yard line.
Well, this is, again, kind of the bubble screen that we've talked about before, where one person, releases, goes downfield, and usually as a blocker, the outside receiver in this case, Clay gets it and picks up the 1st.
Nice job there by Robbins. DeKroger pump fakes. Now he gets out of the grasp, and he completes it to Robbins again. second time we've seen DeKroger almost going down in the backfield, gets away and completes for a nice gain.
Well, that was the pump fake to Clay. Then they were thinking of going downfield. Once the pressure comes on, now they go back to the intended receiver or the the secondary receiver and pick up almost a first down on it.
DeKroger pumps and now he keeps it himself. Runs upfield down near the 5-yard line. First and goal for Menlo.
And I'm pretty sure this is a designed quarterback draw. Can't say for sure, but it looks like the blocking that was that way. The back leads the defense away from the quarterback.
Pass to Robbins, and he is hit quickly and dropped.
Well, this is a nice defensive play because the corner comes up. I think they were probably in a zone defense there. He sees the inside man release, and he gets right in the receiver's face.
Give it to Bo. He moves the pile forward, but not quite far enough. It'll bring up fourth down.
Well, straight ahead blocking, and as you mentioned, Casey, very close, but no cigar in this case. So Menlo is at it, and
they give it to Nichols, and Bo this time dances into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Menlo Knights cap off an impressive drive, and they are on the scoreboard first, 6-0 with the point after on its way.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It was a nice big good hole that was created, and Bo just smells that goal line, gets in. So it's 7-0. Nice extra point with about 5:25 left in the second quarter, and again, very rapidly moving game as we see.
It's good for the vocal cords. That one is fair caught at the 32-yard line, so a good play there for Burlingame, as
right.
Obviously you didn't feel comfortable running with this one.
Well, not only that, if people come down, you mishandle it, they can get it. So by signaling for the fair catch, you get the ball. You don't have to worry about it as long as you catch it.
Handoff on a little misdirection to Lasov. He picks up a couple.
Well, that was, again, that's kind of that straight-ahead play. You can see the back leading through. Number 10 was in the back in that case.
Oh.
Okay.
Trouble there.
And we'll have to wait and see. I think either the snap count, the ball was not snapped, and so what happened is obviously Menlo jumped. Ooh, nice blocking inside and a good run play there on first down.
And enough for another first down for Lasov as he continues to work hard on the ground.
Well, Menlo had it stacked against the run, and Burlingame did a nice job of blocking, and it looks like a timeout on this one.
Menlo will take a timeout.
Well, again, this misdirection can cause some problems for a defense. You got to stop every part, and this time they do an excellent job of that. It looked like somebody blitzed right through and made the stop on what was a lead play.
Brig Badger got in there and broke that up very quickly.
And we've seen him do that from that linebacker position before, so nice play defensively.
Hand it off to Lasov again, and he is down near the 40-yard line, so
very close to the first, and that is, again, they pull the guard. He follows the guard kicks out, and the other back tries to lead through, but good job of running.
Lasov has easily been the best player for Burlingame, and so far in this game, they give it to him again, and he is going to be about a yard short of the first down marker.
Well, he's their bread and butter back. He's going to get it majority of the time, and everything kind of comes off of him, but he did not pick it up that time.
4th and 1. They hand it off to him again. This time he does. He picked up about 3 or 4 yards on every carry on that series of plays. And the 4th one, he went right up the middle, picked up the first down.
Well, that was going to lead play. The back led through. So now it's a pass, play action.
Rolling out, passing now, and that is almost complete. A very nice catch initially, and then it was broken up nicely by Clay Robbins.
Well, I think a good job. The receiver and then the defender arrive almost the same time. You see the ball in the grasp, in a sense, or in the hands, and not a catch. So good defense. Second brings up a 2nd and 10.
They hand it off to Lasov again, and he has got a lot of room. Still on his feet, 15, 10, 5, down to the 1-yard line before finally being taken down by Menlo. And it'll be 1st and goal.
And that was inside of where the guard had pulled and kicked out the end, and then he ran out of a tackle and almost gets a touchdown. So nice running, and maybe by design a very good play, but brings up a 1st and goal on about the 2-yard line.
So Burlingame with a chance to answer right away, and they do, as Lasov is in from a 2 yards out, And all it took was one team to score, apparently. Now the floodgates have opened as Burlingame is back on top, is on the scoreboard for the first time, with the point after on its way to tie it up, and it is good.
It was almost blocked. But it is 7-7, and Burlingame respond with a nice drive. And something that I think they probably wanted to do is take time off the clock, which means that, obviously Menlo will not have as much time to score. Now, if either the two teams is going to score in a hurry, probably it would be Menlo with their passing and, eating up large chunks of yardage.
Clay Robbins picks it up, and they had a right return set up as the ball
like
popped
a fumble
out there.
Right.
But they're going to give it to Menlo.
They're going to say the knee was down, and it probably was. Again, squib kicking, so you can't go ahead and, you can't field it usually cleanly, although Clay gets to it. You can't set up your wall return or what have you. And good coverage by Burlingame, and then he was down, and I think the ball came out late.
3 receivers to the near side. Shotgun for DeKroger. Looked like he was ready to shovel it off again. This time he rolls out right, and he hits Robbins again coming across the field. And Clay Robbins has a big gain, and he is into Burlingame territory.
Well, we saw this play earlier, Casey, where what Clay does is drag all the way across the field. Now, in this case, Danny was starting to his left, came back to his right, and both receiver and quarterback are on the same page. Usually when you're going one direction, your quarterback is, you want the receiver to go that same way.
Coming up on a minute to go here in the second quarter, DeKroger gets away again and throws, this time a little bit high, intended for Tim Benton.
Well, there was some pressure there. You can see they did a little twist stunt. I'm talking about the defense of Burlingame, and had pretty good coverage, man coverage. But, his first down, throw it away. This is the screen.
And they give it to Nichols. And Bo's got it still on his feet, 35, pushing his way down past the 30, down to the 25-yard line as Bo Nichols would not go down easily.
Well, you can see they also had a twist stunt. You saw that there, and the lineman let them go. And then, Bo comes underneath and in the middle. That's where he usually catches it and makes pretty good yardage, and he does on this play. So Menlo's in good enough field position to, probably go for a field goal if they don't gain much more yardage here.
If not that, they definitely can take a couple decent shots at the end zone here
right,
without having to throw up a Hail Mary pass.
Well, 52 seconds left.
Over the middle, that's complete. And down to the 15-yard line.
Well,
Jordan Williams.
Jordan makes a nice play, and it's the same type of play. He's just dragging across the middle. You see two receivers kind of dragging, and so that's the shorter of the two. You get the ball to the inside receiver, and now Menlo is in a hurry-up mode. Clock is running.
Shotgun still for in the Knights. Williams gets set. Everybody's set, and a low snap to DeKroger. Looking right, now brings it down. Still trying to get free, down to the 15, back to the original line of scrimmage. And Menlo will use a timeout as DeKroger was going to have to take a lot of time to get people back to the line of scrimmage to spike it.
Without a doubt. And this was, again, good pass rush. Danny could not see down the field as clearly as he'd like, and so that's one of the things you want to do defensively.
That one's intercepted, picked off by a linebacker, and moving it up to the 30-yard line and going down for Burlingame. Flag comes in at the end of this play, but a big turnover there.
Well, this is a defensive end, in a sense, dropping, or a lineman. That's fairly popular in the pros, that defense now, and it's a nice job because you don't see and you don't expect a lineman to go ahead and drop back into coverage. But he did, and was able to go ahead and intercept the ball. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. Okay, personal foul against Burlingame.
And it was at the end of the run,
right.
So they will keep possession. They will take a knee. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. A quick first half, but it was not uneventful. It's 7-7 as we head to the break. We'll be back with the second half here on CCSA. Second half action about ready to get underway here from Burlingame. And Ray, it's been two teams pounding the ball a lot on the ground, and it's going to be a pretty physical second half, it would seem, as these two teams look to take this victory here in league play.
Well, you're right, Casey. They have, and Burlingame's going to be receiving. So both teams have run the ball well, and Menlo's, and actually have passed well too. When you consider Burlingame run, and then they run that little counter pass and have been successful. Menlo has done maybe a little bit more running than they have in the past, but very exciting game, even though it's only 7-7, and they do a similar thing, and Burlingame does a similar thing by that squib kick and diagonally, and they fair catch it. So Burlingame's ball right off the bat at about 35-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and on first down, they hand it off to Alaya, and he is quickly taken down. A nice tackle made by Zeisler.
Well, and what we'll end up seeing here is what adjustments people have made at half. And I thought it was a well-played first half, and Burlingame starting out with the same types of plays that they ran earlier. And Menlo, obviously their defense has been up to the task. The first half only giving up 7 points. They look like they're doing a pretty good job now.
Give it to Lasave on second down. Bo Nichols there for the nice tackle.
Pass here.
And it'll be 3rd and about 8. Martinez is under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Taken down in the backfield by the Menlo Knight defense, and it's going to be another 3 and out to start the half.
Well, and I don't think if you're Menlo, you could ask for anything better here. They go ahead and get the stops that they want, and they're going to probably get good field position as well.
Nice play by Nick Mariyama coming from his safety position.
Okay, another fair catch. Nick, I think, was a defensive end at that time.
All right.
And
secondary.
blitzed inside.
We'll go secondary. And Menlo will have excellent field position to start their first drive of the second half here, as they've got it at the 46. 4 receivers for DeKroger. A lot of time again, and this time he throws across the field. Intended for Clay Robbins, again streaking across the middle of the field, and that one's incomplete.
But defense differently this time. Burlingame left a linebacker in the middle, and he bumped Clay just slightly, and then it may have thrown it off a little bit, but you can see that they were covering it a little bit differently than they did the last time.
Yeah, this is part of that cat and mouse that you play at halftime as a coaching staff. And that one goes for negative yardage there as they handed it off to Robbins.
Right, this is that wingback trap that's been fairly successful for Menlo in many other games. But again, Burlingame, I think reading their keys, came down and closed it off. So this brings up a 3rd and long.
Shotgun. Passing right, throwing complete to Robbins. Clay tries to get it to the first down marker. He's going to be close to it.
Well, a defensive back slipped down here. You can see he comes up late to make the tackle, and he does,
down.
But it was a little bit too late.
First down for Menlo. They pitch it to Nichols. It looked like it was deflected, but Bo still grabbed it, and he's streaking to the end zone. Touchdown, Menlo.
Well, that play has been very successful for Menlo in the past, and here it is. They slip and let everybody come through. And once he gets the ball, I think that was tipped. Once he gets the ball, he ran out of a nice tackle, somebody from behind trying to get it, and then there's just a parting of the seas, and he dashes into the end zone. So nice, a very nice execution and good play by Menlo, which ups their lead to 7 now.
And they do tack on the point after. So Menlo strikes quickly. They pick up a big 3rd and long, and on the first play after that 3rd and long, they put it into the end zone. So the Knights looking to pick up a big league victory here against Burlingame.
I think it's the same type of kick, that pooch, and maybe a fair catch. It's a fair catch.
Pretty soon Burlingame's going to put their return man right there, switch those two guys out.
Well, I think that their concern is just to get possession of the ball, and they have it in pretty good field position right around. Again, almost every time it's been the 35. This is the 33.
A man in motion for the Panthers. They give it to Lasave up the middle, and he is into the pile.
Well, again, I think that Menlo has, defensed and worked it pretty well. They've got about a 7-man line up there, and they've been able to stop him on most occasions. It was a long run earlier, but here he breaks free. This nice run here.
And picks up the first down. So Burlingame moves the chains. They responded on the very next possession after Menlo scored in the first half, and they look to do the same here. This play-action pass is complete to Dan Cuddy, and Dan is inside Menlo territory.
Well, he makes a nice play here. That's this. It's a different. Before those were bootlegs. This is the other back coming out, and he runs on his hand right here, which was a great play, and avoids that first block down.
Give it to Lasav on second down and 5, and he picks up about 3.
And now that you can see the back lead through, they did a little X block where the guard and the tackle exchange blocks. So I mean by the X. And they picked up pretty good yardage. It looks like there's going to be
Menlo's
a Menlo
take a
timeout
timeout here. So they had defensive alignment issues, it looked like. Handed off on 3rd and 2. And Lasav pushes the pile. He was hit initially at the line of scrimmage, well short of the first down, and he moved forward and picks up the first down for the Panthers.
Well, like most good backs, you want to keep your feet moving. And, unless if the tacklers are up high, you keep pushing, and he did and made the first down. So nice drive so far for Burlingame.
Give it to Cuddy again, and this time he runs it instead of catching it and picks up 5.
Well, again, this is a little, the deception, and it's a different back getting the ball, but they're still kind of going on all cylinders here.
Give it to Lasav. Flag comes in. This could be a face mask.
I think you're right. We saw that at the tail end of the play, so we'll wait and see. But it looked like, and even it wasn't a face mask, it's the back of the helmet as well as the face mask. So it is a face mask call.
That is the rule.
Right.
Because it looked like it got him in the back of the helmet, but
right.
That counts as well.
Yes. You can't go ahead and grab the headgear, basically. So it's an automatic first.
Give it to Cuddy on the sweep attempt, and he is hit and dropped by Brig Badger. Also, Nick Mariama in there on the stop.
Well, they are kind of blitzing, and that's the backside. Badger hits from the inside, and Nick comes from around the end, so that makes a 2nd and long.
2nd and 14. Martinez rolls. He's in pressure. He gets free of the pressure and tries to make as much out of it as he can and does a nice job there.
Although that may have been his own man that knocked him down eventually. But he did, as you mentioned, he got around the corner, got around the outside, so rope contained. And then as he's trying to come up, no, I take that back. Badger, I think, is the one that hits him as well. And originally it looked like another back.
3rd and 10. They give it to Lasav again, and again he dives just past the first down marker. It's almost as if he sniffs that first down and then shuts it down. So he knows he's got it.
He knows where he has to go, and he gets there. So a good drive by Burlingame, and Menlo is going to need to go ahead and stop him, and not that way.
Big chunks of yardage every time he's touching it right now for Lasav as he picks up about 9.
Well, they're getting into the second level in this case, Casey, and that's not what you want.
Give it to him again, near the goal line and into the end zone for a touchdown, and he has carried the load here on this drive. And it's only fitting that Ian Lasav gets into the end zone for a touchdown that will almost tie the game with the PAT.
Well, and we talked about moving your feet, and he's moved his feet. So he earned that additional yardage, the 1 or 2 yards to get into the end zone. So again, Burlingame has responded. Anytime Menlo has scored, Burlingame has responded. So we've got a tie score and a very good game going right now.
Another long, time-consuming drive there by the Panthers as well. And they will kick it away to Menlo. As I mentioned earlier in the drive, just like in the first half, Menlo scored and Burlingame scored immediately on their next possession. And that's true here in the second half as well, as Tim Benton with a nice return. He is tripped up past the 30-yard line, and Menlo will start 1st and 10 from there.
Well, we're assuming that it was a sideline return to the Menlo bench because Tim probably runs about 25 or 30 yards and all total, but maybe only makes 10 yards or so on the return. But that's what you need to do. You need to try and find your blockers and get there. Option
pitch to Nichols, and Bo tries to turn it upfield, does a nice job, picks up about 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, they made the right read there, and the defensive end closed on the quarterback, so they pitch it out. And brings up about 2nd and 6.
Handed off this time. Quickly up the middle goes Nichols. And not a very good spot given at the far side of the field. Looked like he was a lot closer to the first down.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and short.
3rd about a yard. Give it to him again. And now he's got the first down.
Well, that was 3 straight run plays, so we have seen Menlo give Burlingame a little of their own medicine here.
To Kroger with time. Now throws, cutting across the field is Clay Robbins. He's got it inside the Burlingame territory down to the 43-yard line.
And this time the linebacker or the underneath cover man was not there. So Clay runs all the way across the field. Danny looks for him, gets him the ball, and he picks up very good yardage and then wisely gets out of bounds.
First down for Menlo. They hand it off this time to Jordan Williams, I believe.
Well, that's that little wingback counter, and Burlingame has defensed it. I think the 3 times that Menlo's run it, they've defensed it very well.
That was Clay Robbins, number 2, with the carry.
But either way, they have defensed it each and every time very, very well.
That pass just off the fingertips of Phil Anderson.
Well, it was a 2nd and long, and that we've seen them connect an awful lot on that play, but now it brings up 3rd and about 11 or 12.
Shotgun for DeKroger. Time again.
Time.
A lot of time, and now he's under pressure, and he's going to go down. So a coverage sack there for Burlingame, if you will, as nobody was open, and DeKroger finally ran out of time.
Well, it looked good, meaning that the timing was good, but obviously there was good coverage downfield, and then on this last play of the 3rd quarter, they just kind of ran out of time.
So Menlo will punt it away, and DeKroger finally gets it away, and again, as you mentioned, Ray, look at all the white jerseys standing down there, waiting to pick this one up, and they will down it at the 15.
Well, it is a little bit surprising that you don't have at least we used to have 2 ends kind of rush to cover the punter, make sure that he kicked it and got it away. But Burlingame has not, and wisely, Danny just waits and waits and waits, and then he punts the ball, and there just isn't going to be any return on that.
And, if you're Burlingame, maybe you've played teams throughout the season who have just taken that for granted and just kicked it right away.
Right.
And a good job there by Menlo, as here on first down for the Panthers, picked up about 4. 2nd down, 6. 2 men in the backfield for Burlingame, and they hand it off quickly up the middle, and they continue to pound it on the ground.
Well, that has been their MO. They're going to go ahead and run, and then a little counter pass every now and then, but they're going to probably run inside and then sweep. Ooh.
And Lasov still on his feet this time, and he picks up a big chunk of yards to the 40-yard line. A flag down on this play.
All right, as you can see, he kind of goes underneath, in a sense, behind the blockers. That guard pulled and kicked out, and he went underneath it. So we'll see.
And
that's a sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
Okay. There's no yardage on that because it's the first one. So.
And they hand it off this time to Elia, and he picks up a couple.
And that was the sweep play that we've seen. And again, they fake inside and then go a little bit wider. But again, your guards are going to take you to the football. So they're making, 2 or 3 yard gains most of the time here.
Lesov that time picks up 2 more.
And one of the things they're doing is obviously using time off the clock. So, it's the drive is one thing, eating up the yardage, but it's also getting time off the clock.
Lesov again, and he is close to midfield, which is right where the first down marker is.
Well, it's what you mentioned, Casey. He looks and knows where that third and it's 4th down.
4th and a yard, and he picks up about 1.5 yards,
right.
And that's plenty.
Well, he just, he seems to have a sense of knowing where to go and what he needs. And probably the play calls are that way as well. So he does a nice job of getting the necessary yardage and falling forward.
So 1st and 10 again for the Panthers. Cuddy in motion. They give it to Cuddy, and he is hit by Badger at the line of scrimmage. Slowed up enough for another tackler to arrive, and picked up about 2.
It's a very good defense in there because you've got 3 or 4 men penetrating and stopping that run play.
Give it to Lasov again, down to the 40. It's a broken record at this point, picking up 4 yards a carry, and every now and then busting free for about a 15, 20-yarder.
Well, Menlo's doing a pretty good job of containing him. They just can't stop him from getting that first down.
Picks it up again. Down to the 35.
Well, they have momentum, that's for sure, right now, and I think they feel pretty comfortable and confident. You know, they're moving the ball, moving the chains, and taking time off the clock.
He's got it again, down to the 30, picks up about 5.
If we had to guess, who do you think's going to take to get the ball? No.
And,
but, there's a little bit of change of pace, and obviously he's hitting different holes, so it's not easy to key on him, that's for sure.
And if you're Menlo, you're very aware of a possible misdirection at this area of the field as well. They've given it to him so many plays in a row, and you're in fear of a play-action pass and a guy going right down the middle of the field.
And, they haven't got it in the end zone yet, so that's the key thing.
Flag thrown on this play, and Burlingame indicating it's against Menlo. They might have too many people again. And it is.
Okay, and this time they didn't count. They they had it right, so no problems there. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Give it to Lasav. He's got it down 3 yards short of the first down.
Well, Menlo's defense just has to tighten up here, and it looked like they may have jumped. You can't do that. You have to watch the football, and they have. So it's
enough for a first down for Burlingame. So Burlingame got the ball to start this fourth quarter, and we are more than halfway through it now, as time is winding down here in this game quickly.
Well, they have a first down on about the 12-yard line here, it looks like, Casey. So this is their first down play, and that was a little bit wider than they normally. That was their sweep.
Second down, hand to
Inside.
Lasav. He is down near the 5, short of the first down marker. And Menlo's defense now, Ray, has no room for error. They really need to clog up the holes.
Well, what you need to do now is you kind of, grab grass and you need to penetrate and try to go ahead and stop them.
Give it to him again. Shy of the first down marker, it looks like, as the first down is at the 2. So it's going to be fourth down here, and a decision now if you're Burlingame. And they will go for it here on 4th and 1. Cuddy in motion. They give it to Lasav. He is hit quickly. Menlo doesn't think that they've got it.
And I'm not sure that he did.
As it was good penetration that time.
Very good.
For Menlo, as it looked like number 54, Eric Nelson, got in there and got the first hit and slowed him down. And they're short.
They are. And what a
time for a stop.
Yeah, that's a goal line stand for sure. And super job by Menlo. Now they got to get a little breathing room, get out of there.
And they give it to Nichols. He doesn't have much on first down, but
Burlingame was looking like he fumbled, but I don't believe he did. No, it's still okay. 2.5, a little less than 2.5 minutes left.
So Burlingame took 9 minutes off the clock with that drive to start the fourth quarter, and Bo again going nowhere.
Well, that was the play they scored the touchdown on. This is a shovel pass, and they let him go by. But this time, and as they have on a few occasions, they've had somebody kind of tracking him down. So Burlingame calls another timeout. There's about 2:10 left.
2 minutes to go. Third down play. Big play here. They hit Robbins, and Robbins gets hit and dropped immediately. Big play there by Alaya.
Well, that was the same play that they ran earlier, and they went ahead and, they rotate the corner up. So normally Clay makes that catch and gets up the field, but unable to on that case. So this is a fourth down.
Burlingame will hold and get good field position out of this one, as DeKroger will punt it away, and he's not going to punt it away. He's going to throw it away, and he's got a man open at the 40-yard line. It's Clay Robbins.
Well,
an amazing time to have a fake punt, and Menlo converts.
Well, again, without any pressure, without Burlingame rushing, a lot of people use this type of a play where if it is not caught, and if somebody blocks the receiver, it could be pass interference. So momentum has switched and changed for sure.
And if you're Menlo, you're on the road, you're facing the number 1 team in the league, and why not take a shot like that? And they converted. And Menlo trying to take advantage of the momentum, as you mentioned, Ray, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 as that one was incomplete. And
that, again, was kind of a screen or a shovel pass. But, Casey, I'll say that was a pretty riverboat gambling type of...
I like it. Here's another heave downfield for Menlo, and he's got a man in stride. It's Robbins. Touchdown, Menlo. Unbelievable.
Well, 2 huge plays here, and just really, we saw what I thought was an excellent game last week with a lot of drama and excitement, and this one I think is going to top it. What a nice throw, good catch. I don't know how he got free, but he is, and he's in the end zone. So nice play, and
and if you're a Burlingame, you figure you're close to a win on the scorer's decision, and you get popped with an uppercut in the last minute of the game, and you go down.
Well,
and
you can see that the Menlo fans were pretty happy about that as well. Now, it's not over by any means, and it's a 6-point lead pending the outcome of this kick.
It's on its way. It looks good, and it is good. So Menlo has taken a 7-point lead with under a minute and a half to go. And you mentioned it earlier, Ray, of the two teams, you would think Menlo has the quick strike capability over Burlingame. So this is all of a sudden a tough task for the Panthers. They're not really a quick strike type of offense, but they're going to have to be if they want to tie this one up.
I think it's going to be a squib kick, a little pooch, I'm sorry. And Burlingame does not have, one of the other problems is they do not have many timeouts. They use their timeouts when they were on defense. So very similar. They get the ball about the 32-yard line because they pooch kick it to them, and they fair catch it. So Burlingame is going to have to go a little less, let's call it 68 yards to go ahead and tie this one.
1st and 10 for the Panthers, and they put it in the air. And on first down, not much there. Menlo's defense swarms quickly, and Burlingame really can't waste much time fighting for an extra half yard as they'll be 2nd and down.
Well, it is 2nd down, and we know first downs are going to stop the clock, or if they throw the ball, or they get the ball out of bounds. But that they kept the clock running, so this is working in Menlo's favor.
Martinez rolls, and now screen pass back to the right. And it's set up nicely, but the Menlo defense responds nicely.
They were there. So, again, this is great play defensively because they did not make the first down. They keep them in bounds, and the clock is still running. So what was an advantage for for Burlingame earlier by running the clock, now the clock it's kind of tough. They're going to have to get a first down and they do.
Now they're wishing they hadn't taken as much time on that impressive drive.
Right.
As Lassalle picks up a first down on the ground, so they do move the chains, stop the clock.
Well, Menlo is not upset with that. You give up yardage and, time off the clock. So they may have to throw it into the ground or get it out of bounds.
Martinez rolling out, throwing on the run, and that is complete, short of the first down. And it'll be 2nd down.
So the clock keeps moving.
So Martinez, he had a receiver who looked like he could have possibly stayed on his feet to get the first down, but the pass was low and has to spike it. And he did spike it. So he did take the final timeout Burlingame had.
Double
and
pass.
It's going to be a double pass. And Trarabi is in trouble. Jordan Williams going after him, and he throws it away. Heads up play to throw it away, but it'll bring up 3rd down.
Right, and Menlo was not fooled or deceived by this. I mean, with such little time left, you're not going to. You probably feel that people aren't going to go ahead and throw the short pass. They're going to throw a long one.
16 seconds to go in the game. 3rd and a yard.
I'm not sure their formation. Okay.
Now a man in motion, and it's going to be a pass as well, it looks like.
Halfback pass.
And he's going to throw deep downfield, an impressive-looking pass, but it goes right into the waiting arms of Tim Benton, and Menlo's going to win it.
Well, again, those plays should not work. You're going to keep your men deep unless it's tipped or, knocked off somebody's hands or some kind of an unusual play. Menlo played it just right. They're back, waiting, knowing that that Burlingame has little time and has to go a long, long way. So, nice play, and I think we've got to kneel down here, and that would do it.
That will do it. So Menlo comes to Burlingame, the number 1 team in the league, and they take them down. An impressive victory for the Menlo Knights, as they will improve their record on this season to 2-2 in the Ocean Division. And just an exciting and fulfilling victory if you're the Menlo Knights. That's going to do it for us here from Burlingame, as Menlo's going to take it, Ray. It was a very impressive ball game.
Well, very much so, and Menlo will have their last league game at home versus Carmont, and they in a sense control their own destiny. because what they want to do is win that one, and then obviously the Valparaiso Bowl coming up as well. I think Menlo's got a very good shot now at playoffs, etc. But what a dramatic and impressive victory here. Again, the last two games have been dynamite. Not that the other ones weren't, but these have been really, really special games.
A huge win for the Menlo Knights, and we'll see you next week here on CCSA.